Foothills, or is that?
I don't know what the
Because
foothills
we're
are
above it.
considered. We're above. We're in Cordoba.
Yeah, because I know if you go over here past the fence line,
Yeah.
it's
Through just.
yeah. Well, I meant the land is
Oh.
BLM,
Yeah.
and then
I think the foothills are like
over there.
over there, lower.
All right, so you guys speak a little bit louder.
A little bit louder.
That's gonna be fucking quiet as shit.
Gotta talk loudly. This
Uh,
is us talking loudly.
I mean, that's kind of where we need to be. Maybe. I don't know. Let's just fucking make it work. See how that goes.
That's it.
Um, fucking yesterday when I got off, I was half the day yesterday. I was just looking for places to go camping. There's this place called Whirlpool. It's up Forest Road 151.
Really?
Yeah, it's like it's past the lake. Like if you're going up the road, you don't make that left like you're going to the river. You go up and around the lake to the back, and it's like tent camping, not RV camping. There is RV camping there, but I went to the next one. Now it's closed till like April.
Yeah.
But it's a decent little drive. It's kind of nice out there.
Huh.
Then I went to the boat landing and stuff.
Yeah.
There's some dough out there, and then I try to sneak up on them. Turns out I'm too fat, and the ground is too soft. So it was just like you try to take the quietest ever. It's like Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the loud ass fucking branches and shit.
No, it was just the wet dirt.
Just the dirt?
Yeah, just wet dirt, and you could hear the rocks all crunching together. It's like, Jesus, fuck, man.
Yeah, I've had some situations like that where I've fucking snuck up on deer and they look right at me and they take off.
Yeah, I got some pictures of them though, at least.
We gotta plan out some good camping areas this year.
That's what I've been doing. There's that. There's one in Coyote. There's like I don't look at RV camping and shit. That shit's boring.
Yeah, why take a extension of your home fucking camping with you? Like, live in the dirt.
Yeah.
That's what camping's about.
But
take a fifth wheel and a TV.
There's Rio Puerco, which I think is in Coyote.
Yeah.
There's like 3 places I found that seemed like they were like decently close. 2 of them are in Abiquiu, one's in Coyote, and then everything else is like down south near Pecos. Pecos is fun though.
Yeah, but the fire restrictions kills.
That's why I got a little camping stuff, which is enough, but it depends on the time of year you go too.
Do you know what? This week I'll order a fucking one of those portable griddles. We'll make some good shit out in the mountains.
Go to Big Five.
Yeah.
There's a bunch on sale right now because it's before the season.
Yeah.
Like I looked at a few of them. It's like the single burner or the double burner.
I found one at Food King.
I don't go to Food King.
Food King's got some badass shit.
They do, but I never go in there. It's like, the parking lot sucks.
But they have this one, like you lay it's pretty big. It's like about this big. But you lay the coals out and you let them all burn like evenly like that. And then it's got a little thing where you put the wheel down and it lowers your meat to a certain extent. And it fucking fries it right over the top. It's pretty fucking sick.
That's cool.
I was like,
Can you use those though? I mean, like at home, yeah, but you can't use them camping with fire restrictions, like at the height of summer.
Coal, they're not. It's not an open fire though. That's what they're more concerned about.
Because I know,
fires and fire pits and shit.
Like a lot of Carson,
yeah,
area, whatever it's called, Carson Forest National Area, whatever fuck.
Yeah.
They specifically say no open fires, but gas fires are fine.
Yeah.
So
butane.
Yeah.
To that extent.
Yeah, whatever. However that works.
They also have another one that's fucking. It stands up on a. It's got like a. It looks like an end table. And it's got the fucking butane, the propane insert in there, and then on the top it's all fucking stainless steel griddle. It's pretty fucking sick.
I do a lot of cooking on my mom's griddle.
Those things are amazing, man. You can cook everything and anything on them.
I'd prefer a griddle than anything, unless you're chicken. Chicken is better on an actual grill, whether it's gas or coal, but it's better on a grill than it is on a griddle.
Propane and propane accessories.
Like when I moved back here, my mom had like a small camping grill. Like it was an actual grill, but like little fold out legs you put on a.
Those things are sick.
And I was like, this is decent enough because that's all I had in Georgia. I had one of those shitty Family Dollar ones.
Yeah.
And that they make it like a summer because you just leave it outside in the rain and everything else. But every time there was a hurricane or power went out, it was like, okay, I got my food right
Fire
here.
that fucker up.
Yeah, dude.
Last
Didn't buy coal either because I had trees everywhere, so I just break off sticks. I was
yeah.
like, yeah, that's good.
Just fucking cook on that. A couple of years ago, I got this fucking wild hair during wintertime. And I went to Family Dollar and I saw the grills. They had $10 grills.
Yeah.
They had the 3 little legs.
Yep.
And it was like the bubble
That's
ones.
exactly what I had.
That's what you had?
Yeah.
I bought one of those and I was like, I could cook some shit on this.
They're decent because you don't use a whole bunch of coal and stuff.
Yeah. So I fucking filled it up. I made fucking sausage. I made bacon. I made eggs. I made a fucking steak. I just cooked everything in the freezer that I had. Like,
yeah.
To see what like the extent of that little girl could do.
Yeah.
That little fucker was amazing.
I boiled water and made like shitty cowboy coffee.
Yeah.
Just like had the ground up beans, threw it in the water, cooked it like that. It was like fucking good enough, man.
Probably some amazing coffee.
No.
No?
Because there's no way to strain it.
Oh, that's how my uncle does it. He fucking old coffee cat.
Yeah.
He just throws that fucker on the fire and throws some coffee grounds in there and puts a little stick over the top.
Yeah. Fucking oh no, it comes out fine. It's just all the grounds and shit in it. Yeah. He's like,
it's an extra kick.
But I don't know. I like doing shit like that. Same mostly because I got so used to like being without power for one reason or another.
Yeah.
Like when Irma came through, I didn't have power for like a week.
Holy shit.
So I would like go to the barracks and shower and then go home. I was like, I guess I'm just gonna grill. Whatever.
Every day is a grill situation.
Yeah. I got good enough at it to where I was just boiling water for ramen.
That works too.
Yeah. I had my own little cast iron skillet and shit. I was like, this is all I need. I'm fine.
That's fun. Yeah, we should do some fun shit like that. You know what I was thinking last night too? I was watching YouTube. I was thinking about getting into bail bonds.
Because you watched the what do you call them? Bounty hunter videos?
Yeah, I just got into that. I was thinking, we need a good bail bonds in Española. Like, you don't see a bail bonds anywhere.
I think it's because the laws are weird here.
Yeah, I just can't figure out how to make money on it. I know that you charge interest and all that good stuff on when you post the bail for them. But if somebody bail jumps on you, then you have to go get them, arrest them, take them to jail, and all that stuff.
If you're the bail bondsman, you're not making money off that.
Yeah, that's
bail jumpers. I think there's an insurance for it, but even then, it's the bounty hunter that's making money off them.
Yeah.
But that's kind of why those bail bonds, the cash bond laws, people are trying to change them because it's fucked. Because a few times I've been arrested. Once it was a $300 bond, but no bail bondsman would cover that because it's not enough.
Yeah.
And another time I got arrested in Georgia, it was $50 bond. That was it. And when my boss came in, like he had to fight with guys. Like, dude, it's $50. Come on.
Yeah.
And was able to pay the bond and everything because you have to go through a bail bondsman. You can't just pay cash.
Yeah.
Although the cop said, "Oh yeah, you can just pay it." Blah blah blah. I was like, "Yeah, it's not true at all."
Yeah.
So.
Stop spreading lies.
Yeah. Well, what he said was like, "Yeah, we're gonna take you in. It's kind of dumb. You don't really need to go. That lady's just crazy." It's like, yeah. And what happened was like I go to jail. It was like, yeah, like no phone call, nothing. It was like 9 a.m. before anybody did anything. This is in the middle of the week too. So there should have been no reason. I
wonder if we could go to like bail bonds that have bond jumpers and we go get the guys for them. They could pay us.
What do you mean?
Like bail bondsmen that already exist.
And
we could go to them as
bounty hunters
and just.
I'm sure there's just a quick online course.
I think it's just a private investigator license. To tell you the truth, it's like $200 and then.
It's a different license for bounty hunters. Yeah. We've looked into it.
Because I'm thinking about.
But it's like a $50 thing, I think. It's not a lot, but.
Because I thought about doing private investigations too. That'd be.
Taking pictures of people fucking other people's wives.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's all that is.
$3,000 a case. That's what they're charging in Mexico right now.
Yeah, I mean that's not bad.
Our boss had me look into fucking private investigators for a dude up north. And. Yeah, $3,000 is the minimum case that they do.
Is this guy really disabled?
Yeah. Let me just take these pictures of him lifting this 200-pound pole.
Oh, he's on a 4-wheeler. Okay. He said he broke his back and he can't walk. Well, he's not walking.
He did jump the 4-wheeler 20 feet. Oh.
I mean, so he probably broke his back.
Yeah. But shit like that, I mean, the thing is, I don't want to work for anybody anymore. I want to work for myself. I want to do something.
I enjoy when I get to do the basics part of my job, whereas I don't interact with anybody all day, and people just let me do what I need to do. That I'm fine with. And then go do comedy and whatever else until that picks up and I can make money doing that.
Yeah, if you become famous, man, don't forget about me, Kay.
You're the first one I'm forgetting.
You're the first motherfucker on the list.
No, but like I wouldn't mind having a business if I had very little to do.
Yeah, dude, I told the guys the joke that you said on your thing.
Which one?
The Rihanna one.
Oh,
Feels safer up there than Chris Brown's house. That was fucking classic.
No, she. Okay, so the whole joke is me ranting about nobody cares about spy balloons, training elements, Michael Keaton's Batman.
Yeah.
And it just kind of doesn't go anywhere. And it's like this joke is supposed to be about Rihanna's Super Bowl and how they took a pregnant lady, put her on a big platform that's wobbling around. That's probably the most the NFL has ever cared for a woman's safety. She probably felt safer up there than dating Chris Brown, though. So
that was fucking funny though, because I told at the office and fucking Cyrus spit water out of his nose and fucking was laughing his ass off. He's like, dude, that's a good one. He's like,
did you tell him it was mine and not yours?
No, I told him. I said Abraham did his stand up the other night, and one of his fucking jokes was that. The safety of Rihanna on top of the fucking thing, but she felt safer, like how you just explained it.
Yeah.
And you fucking laughed his ass off. He's like, that was pretty funny. Did you watch the Chris Rock?
Not yet.
I've been seeing like a bunch of videos and stuff on Facebook about it.
It was live, and I was fucking asleep when it went on. I went to bed early, and I woke up the next day. It's like fuck, and my mom was like flipping through Netflix. I was like, have you seen this yet? Because she thought it was just a Chris Rock movie. It's like, no, that's his new stand-up special. It was live. It was like, oh, I heard he really gives it to Will and Jada. It's like, yeah, probably. I haven't seen it.
Well, no, he's just explaining like what like the circumstances of what happened and all that stuff. But he calls Will Smith a bitch a lot in there, and Jada's Pinkett a bitch in there too.
Yeah.
He has a right to. The dude slapped him on stage. Like his actions were not justifiable. Like slapping him on stage. Like
that doesn't matter. You slapped a comedian.
Yeah, you slapped a comedian. You better expect fucking comeback right there.
Yeah, and that was the big thing everybody was talking about. Like he's gonna have so much material.
But the thing was that Will Smith watched it, and he laughed through the whole thing because he knows it's true.
Yeah,
that's the funny part about it.
That's kind of the weird thing about Will Smith is. Because he was originally laughing at Jada, the joke they said at the Oscars or whatever it was. Yeah. And then Jada, like, gave him a dirty look. She was laughing, too. And he's like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
But their marriage is not good.
Yeah, he was talking about her sucking your son's best friend's dick and then getting interviewed about it. He's like, it's like you getting fucking cheated on, he said. And then you go to the girl that cheated on you and says, so you sucked his dick. How do you feel about that? And then he was the white to the face. It's fucking funny. I was laughing. I was like, oh my god. But Will was in good spirits about it. Like he fucking.
Did you hear the theory that Will Smith paid for Tupac to get shot?
I have not heard about that.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the one. Thank God you said Tupac. Sorry to interrupt you, but he called Will Smith. He called him Suge Smith.
That makes sense. Suge Knight's in jail for running a guy over.
He called him Suge Smith. I got slapped by Suge Smith, he said. God. Sorry.
No, I was just asking if you heard that.
No.
Because Jada used to date fucking Tupac.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Before Will. I think she dated Will Smith and then went to Tupac and then went back to Will Smith or something. I don't know the details. I don't really care about the details, but
I didn't know that. I didn't know all that. But I fucking laughed when you called him Suge Smith. He's like, it's been a year later, he said. He's like, if people ask me all the time, did it hurt? He's all, it still fucking hurts. He's like, funny as fuck. It was pretty funny.
I'll probably watch it later.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking funny though. Like, just the controversy from it.
Well, it's a Chris Rock doing stand-up. I should hope it's funny. But so Tom Sizemore died. I told you that the other day. And he I guess he had like a brain aneurysm from a stroke. Wow. And so he's hospitalized for like a week before he died.
Wow.
Yeah. That's who died this week.
That's who died this week.
I don't know anybody else because I haven't been paying attention. I did hear that I actually read this a little while ago. The night the Seinfeld premiere or finale premiered, Frank Sinatra had a heart attack.
Really?
Yeah, and the EMTs were able to get there and get him to the hospital real quick.
Oh, yeah.
He still died, but...
but they got him there quick.
They were fast about it.
Fast about it.
Just... Yeah, but, I mean, whatever.
Yeah. It is what it is. I know, it was fucking... Yeah.
What have you been up to since you haven't been able to record for the last 3 weeks?
2 weeks. My dad's been in the hospital. He had his amputation from the shin down.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I thought it was just going to be like his toes or something.
No, from the shin down.
Was it diabetes?
Yeah, severe.
Did you say he's lactose intolerant now?
Lactose intolerant. Yes. On both feet.
Jeez.
No, he's in good spirits. I've just been dealing with that. My mom's been taking it pretty hard.
Are you going to get him a peg leg for Halloween?
I'm going to get him a fucking eye patch and a wooden leg for show.
I would.
So now you could be a pirate legitimately, and nobody could tell you anything. He's that's fucked up.
I would wait to be in the store with him, and then like kick a fake leg out from under him. I was like, take that, old man.
Hey, how's your balance?
I mean, that'd be great if they weren't like big sleeve things that go up your leg, but still be fun.
Yeah. He's in good spirits though. He's back to normal. The craziest thing that happened though was I think my grandpa was in the room, even though it was just me and my dad. Because so after he went through surgery and stuff, I went to go visit him in the hospital. I went to go visit him in the hospital, and we're sitting there, and I walked through the door, and he was like having delusions and stuff, like he thought he was in a war in 1920s and stuff like that.
Your dad?
Yeah, because he was out of it because his potassium was low and all kinds of shit.
That's what happens when your potassium's low?
Potassium and sodium, yeah. You can have delusions and stuff. It's fucking crazy.
I didn't know that.
But yeah, when I went in to visit him, he recognized me right away. He didn't know who the doctors were, or who my mom was. He didn't know that. But I walked through the door and he goes, Marty. He grabs my hand and he says, don't leave my side. I said, okay. I said, I'm here, Dad. I said, I'm not going anywhere. So I stayed there with him, and it's just me and him in the room, sitting down. And he looks at the corner of the room and he says, hey, long time no see. And he's looking at the corner where I'm not at. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, Dad, do you see somebody? And he's just talking. He's like, hey, this is your grandson, he says. And I was like,
you never met your grandpa?
Never met my grandpa. He passed away before I was born.
Damn.
And he says, this is your grandson, he says. And I was like, just in total shock. Like, what the fuck? And they had like a small conversation. And my dad said, okay, I'll be here for a while longer. So, and then my dad just like went back and fell asleep. Like nothing ever happened. I sat there and watched the whole fucking thing. I told my mom what happened. She's like, what? I was like, yeah. It's like, it was fucking scary. Like, I'd never experienced anything like that. And he woke back up about half hour later, and he's like, hey, there was someone in the corner of the room. I said, I know, you talked to him. And he's like, what? Like, just like he came out of it like nothing. He said, what? I said, yeah, you talked to him. I said, from what I got from it, I think it was Grandpa. I told him, and he's like, what? He's like, how did you know that? And I was like, well, you were talking to him, and the way you're speaking was like I was his grandson. So I'm assuming it was Grandpa or Grandma, and because they both passed away. And he's like, he just looked at me, got quiet, and he just put his head back. It was like in total shock himself that he had saw his dad, and he was.
Well, it's weird as he didn't remember talking about it.
Yeah, he didn't remember anything about it. That's the crazy thing. That's why I was like, what the fuck? Like, this is crazy. And so I told my mom about it. My mom was freaked out. And told my wife about it. My wife's at home with fucking extreme strep throat right now. She tested negative for the test for strep throat, but it's fucking strep, like without a doubt. She can't talk. Her voice is fucked up and everything. Like,
dude, there's all kinds of shit going around lately, like stomach bugs, like all the normal diseases. Like everybody's been so clean for so long, shit's just going wild.
Yep, it's everybody's getting fucking bad shit. But no, that was my fucking whole 3 weeks of shit. Like, it's crazy.
I got my car registered and someone broke the mirror on it already.
Motherfuckers, really? Yeah. How did they do that? How did they fucking...
It looked like they fucking... Because the mirror was, like, forward, so... Looks like they hit it and then, like, took off. Like, mother...
Fucking assholes, man. Just stop and don't be a bitch. Just tell them you fucking did it. You have to pay fucking $60 for a mirror. Fucking pay it.
Like, it's like $30. I already got one on the way.
Either way.
But I gotta change the radiator, too.
That's still a bitch ass thing to do. Like if I bumped a car, I've bumped cars before, and I stopped, left my note, left a note that says my name. And fucking sorry, I bumped your car. Give me a call at this number, and I'll fucking take care of whatever. People call me and say thank you for the note. There's no real damage, so, but just the fact of me hitting their car is like, you gotta own up to responsibility. You know what I mean? It's kind of a bitch move to fucking hit somebody, break somebody's shit off, and then just leave. That's some chicken shit bullshit.
I get it. It's worse that it was in Santa. It's worse that it was in Santa Fe. It's like all these richy fucking assholes around here.
Well, those are the cheapest ones that I've learned. They're fucking. They don't pay for shit.
They're rude. They're cheap. Like that's how you really see people with rich people with air conditioning, because it's like a $10,000 thing.
Yeah.
Low end, 7,000. High end, you get to like 20,000, and that's either the most basic thermostat with the most basic system. It's not high efficiency. Its fans got 3 speeds on it, whatever. Versus the little touch screen thermostat. You can hook it up to Wi-Fi. Just humidity. The fan is what is it called? Fuck, I can't remember. But it doesn't actually turn off. It just slows way down. Like I think it's like 80 or 98 different speeds because of the controller and everything.
Yeah.
On top. And then, like, you see those people's houses, you're like, okay, your house doesn't need all this. And then other people's like, you need something more. Like, so there's what's called zone systems. So it's 2 thermostats for one system, right?
Yeah.
And it's got dampers, and you can only put them, you have to evenly split it, more or less. And we were in this old lady's house, and we were, like, taking out the ductwork and everything, moving shit around. And, like, we're a week into the job at this point, and we find out where they wanted a damper. It was just for the mom's room. Like, they changed out the system, half the ductwork. It's like, oh no, we just want grandma's room because she cranks the heat up to 98 and the rest of us are in the house. And you're like, okay, fine. And then, like, we get to the end of the week, it's like, no, we just want for this room. It's like, you can't do that. Like, it physically does not work that way.
Yeah.
You will blow out all your shit. It's like, and then they got pissed. Like, that's not what they promised us, this, that, and the other. Is like, well, did you think about just getting a mini split for her room and just giving her that? We're not doing that. It's like, lady, that is the easier. That'll give you exactly what you want.
I like how people say, I want this, but then when you tell them how to do it, they're like, I want this, but no.
Or it's worse when you tell them that's physically impossible.
Yeah.
Like, we'd go to jobs. Say their air handler is in the closet, right?
Yeah.
Salesman didn't measure shit. We get there. We take the doors off. We take the door frame off. Everything. It's like, yeah, it'll fit. Dude, this thing is sticking halfway out.
Yeah.
That's just the copper. Everything else doesn't fit in here. Because we'd break these systems all the way down to, like, little bitty pieces.
Yeah.
And they sit there, it's like, it doesn't fit. Yeah, it does. It fucking clearly doesn't. We have no way to get this physically in here.
I've dealt with engineers like that before. Where
it was salesmen, not engineers.
Well, no, I dealt with engineers though. But in surveillance, we had a server room where we had to put these big fucking industrial servers.
Mm-hmm. It gets hot as fuck in there.
Yeah, we have to have that fucker like 68 degrees all day long. And he walks in there and he looks at the room. And he goes, "Oh yeah, our system will fit in here." And I'm like, "Are you sure about that?" He's like, "Yeah, it'll totally fit." I said, well, what are your dimensions of your server? He gives us dimensions, and I'm looking at the room, and I'm like, that's not gonna fit in here. Like, I told him, why don't you take out that little fucking instrument that you have on your hip and start measuring out, because that fucker's not gonna fit in here. Mm-hmm. Sure enough, he was like 3.5 feet short of where it was. He was 3.5 feet over from where each wall to wall. Uh-huh. So we wanted all in a straight line against the wall, because that's where the cooling was all hitting at that area. Then it would circulate like that with fans and all that shit. And so he was 3 feet over, so that means the last server wouldn't fit in that area. So we had to redevise like a corner box that had nothing, and then re-extend it this way.
Jesus.
And he's like, well, we can't fabricate the corner box. I'm like, well, I have a guy that'll fabricate it. You'll be able to run all your cords through it and be able to install it against the wall right there. He's like, well, it's all one together. I'm like, why the fuck are you arguing with me, dude? Like, I fucking said we already have a solution. Like, you mismeasured the full fucking thing, because he's the one that did the plans for the wall to be built in the first place.
Right.
And so he's 3 feet short. So it's like, I told him, well, this is what we could fucking do. We end up fucking doing it. And he's like, oh, I guess it worked out. I'm like, you're a shitty engineer, dude. Like you can't think of a solution to that? They're paying you top dollar. Like, think of it outside the box. And so finally our server came all the way across the wall and then extended out a little bit like that, and it was fucking perfect cooling.
You do you know Hugo Bosses?
Hugo Boss, yeah.
Like the Nazi clothes?
Yeah.
Nazi clothes. They design clothes for the Nazis.
Yeah.
Anyways, in Georgia they have a warehouse for them where they ship through, because it's like some international customs dealie, whatever it is. I forgot what it's called. But it's basically a giant clothes factory. They're not making the clothes. They're doing something else there with them. Anyways.
Conspiracy.
So this huge fucking building. Their rooftop had 120 20-ton systems or whatever, like the big industrial ones, on the roof. Like, you walk out there, you have to wear sunglasses. It's because the roof's white and, like, everything's hit or miss on what works. But he had one unit in the server room, like a regular household unit.
Yeah.
So, like, you go upstairs all the way to the back and whatever else, and there's a server room, and it's just an air handler in there. And right outside the front door is the condenser. You know, the outside unit, just in the fucking warehouse.
Just there.
Yeah, I was like, this is fucking weird. I mean, it works. It kept the room fucking cool, but it was weird.
That's funny.
But, I don't know, man. You see weird shit sometimes. Like, there was this, there's a church. So, what's the main room called where the preacher talks to people? It's not the chapel, or I know it's got a fancy word. It's where all the pew. No. The cathedral's the entire thing. Okay, you don't go to church either. Cool. I don't go to church. Anyway, so the main room with all the pews.
Yeah.
You go behind the.
Chapel.
No. Chapel is like a small church inside a different building, I think.
Oh. I've
heard the name before. A rectory? I think it's the rectory.
Something like that.
Anyway, so you go in, right? Go to the very front. 2 back corners. One is where the pastor's office is. Little pull down. Fucking ladder hits the wall because it's such a small room.
Jesus.
So you go in there. You have to, like, twist your body to climb up a homemade ladder. That shuts across from where the altar and everything is.
Yeah.
And then you have to climb down another thing. And now you're inside the wall next to the altar where there's a furnace.
Jesus.
And, like, you look around, or you actually have to walk further back down this skinny little hallway that you can barely fit in.
Yeah.
That's where the furnace is. And we were sitting there looking at it. It's like, yeah, we got to do a leak search on this. Okay, cool. Evaporator definitely has a leak.
Yeah.
And then we were sitting there looking at it. How the fuck did they get this in here? Because you turn around, like, you can see the stained glass window, but, like, the floor and the roof, like, halfway cuts it off. Is like, after everything I just crawled through, there's no fucking way anybody's changing this out. It's like, yeah, there's no leak here. Just fill it up and be done with it.
Yeah.
But that church itself had a bunch of weird shit. Like, in another part of it, they had 2 units that they had just slapped back to back and then hooked all the same ductwork together, which realistically didn't work or cool anything the way they needed it to. You go through, like, all the attics of churches are fucking weird. Yeah. How much shit is in there. But it's like, well, nobody's coming all this way to get molested. Yeah.
It's a little hardcore there.
Yeah, but they're also like super cheap because churches have boards of directors and stuff.
Everything has a fucking board of directors.
It's weird for a church. Is like it should be like 3 people. It's like, can we afford this? Yes. Can we afford this? No. Okay then.
You would think the board of directors would be like Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. Who's your CEO? Jesus.
Jesus.
Who's your CFO? God. Why is God in charge of the finances? I don't know, man. The Holy Spirit is off on vacation. Anyways.
Yeah.
But like,
Jesus takes care of the finances. Nobody can arrest Jesus.
Just don't give him any coins; they'll fall right through his hands. I don't know, man. It's the same thing with like who's cheap and who isn't cheap, and it's like you guys are driving BMWs and you can't afford an air conditioner.
Right.
This is a good church, isn't it?
Have you seen? Did I ever tell you about my story about Trader Joe's?
No. But can you scoot forward or something so we can make sure you're getting picked up?
We went to Trader Joe's one day, and my wife wanted to go get some stuff from inside, and
you're not gonna get it from outside.
Well, she wanted to get some stuff.
Okay.
And so I parked to the far right as from the entrance. It's like where the corner of the building is and all that good stuff.
Sure.
Anyways, I park on the far right parking lot or parking spot. We get out, we go in.
What, you mean where Party City is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The corner lot. So we park at the farthest corner. We're walking into Trader Joe's, and this little old lady fucking swings around in a Bentley, and fucking parks in the parking spot, but the front of her Bentley is super low, and she grinds the fucking front of that bumper across the concrete barrier, and she gets out like nothing just happened. And I'm just sitting there looking like, that's about like $40,000 worth of damage to a car. And my wife was like, what kind of car is that? I said, it's a fucking Bentley. I was like, who goes shopping in a fucking Bentley in Santa Fe? I was like...
Well, okay, so I like to make fun of Savannah because it's like a shittier Santa Fe, art-wise at least. But rich-wise, it's like 20 times richer.
Yeah.
Like, I'd never seen a Maserati until I was there.
I see them in Santa Fe.
Dude, I see them every fucking day on the highway.
Yeah.
And then Bentleys you'd see every now and then, and once in a while you'd see a Lotus. The fact that it's once in a while, not just like, holy shit, it's a Lotus. It's like, oh, okay, there's another Lotus. It's just like, what the fuck are these people doing? They're all work for Gulfstream and stuff, or the Triads, I guess, because apparently, well, because like I've met a few people that worked at the docks. Working at the docks really is like what you see in movies sometimes. It's like you just keep your mouth shut and go the other way, apparently. Yeah. So scary stuff.
Yeah, I went to a training with Bob Del Rossi.
Who's that?
He's a expert like in Vegas. He's like teaches like
gambling stuff.
Sleight of hand. He teaches like how to detect cheats and scams and.
But he's not a magician.
Actually, he is a magician.
I figured you said sleight of hand. I was like, he's a magician.
Yeah,
those dirty, tricky fucks.
He ended up going and he did an investigation at this casino one time, and it was, I guess it's next to where the Triads all operate through, and nobody ever fucking talks about. Yeah, he's telling me, he was saying the leader of the Triads, and his name is so well respected. Over there that you can't fucking say shit with his name because you'll face repercussions.
Yeah, I mean that's. I'm just trying to make sure we're getting the best sound because it doesn't really look like it.
Oh, and there we go.
Yeah, that's better.
And so he was talking to he took a cab.
Oh shit!
What'd you do?
I don't know.
Oh no! Oh. We're in total chaos. Speed it up.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And
that should be good.
That looks like it's hauling ass, man.
And no, it always moves that quick. But now we can see that we're actually at a decent level. The first half is okay. So we didn't address this. We don't have any microphones this week
Now you're really surprised.
Well, we get weeks where sound's fucked up, sound's good. Sound was getting really good for a while there now. Yeah. We're just doing this on my laptop.
This is laptop speakers, guys.
Microphone.
Well, yeah, either fucking way.
I'm going to talk into the speaker so they can hear me good.
Yeah, I'm going to talk so I can hear myself.
So welcome to Nothing Pacific. Because we didn't open the show.
We are not specifically fixed shit, okay? I don't know if that makes
sense. Anyways, go back to the triad story.
But anyways, the leader of the triads, his name is so well respected, you can't say shit about the leader because you'll face repercussions. Yeah. So he had heard about that before he went there. And so he wanted to test it out and see. So he fucking...
If you can't talk shit about the triads?
Well, the leader. You can't say his name without repercussion. Yeah. So he's in the cab, and he starts, like, talking to the cab driver and stuff, and all that stuff, all that good stuff. And he fucking ends up saying the triad leader's name. Uh-huh. And the guy slams the brakes. He's like, keep in mind that we're traveling on a road that's 6 lanes wide, packed to the brim with cars. Mm-hmm. And he fucking slams the brakes in the middle of the highway, comes to a complete stop, and turns around and says, "You never say his name like that."
What if somebody else has the same name?
That's what I'm saying.
It's like what? No. My little brother's name is whatever this guy's name is.
No, but he fucking slams the brakes, turns around, and he fucking tells him, "You never speak of him like that." And he's like looking at him, and this is just some random cab driver. Yeah. And that's when it really set in, and he's like, "Well." He tried doing that too. Like, I'm not talking about this person. I'm talking about this person. He's like, that name is well respected. You never talk about that name with anyone. I was like, oh, okay. Well, God damn. I was like, I wish my name was well respected like that.
I don't think you want your name well respected like that. It's like, what? How did that happen? Yeah. I cut some kid's head off. Yeah, with a meat cleaver.
Cut some heads off. It's a long story. But no,
I don't think there's much of a long story there.
But yeah, the guy said when you go over there, you don't fuck around with that name. He said the triads are no joke.
I mean, really anything is big because that's just the Chinese mafia. Yeah. Like I've seen the Korean mafia when I was in Korea. Like they said like, hey, get the fuck away from them. Like what? That's the mob. I was like, oh, okay. And they're all doing karaoke, getting free shit from the bar and stuff. It was like, oh, this is fucked. Yeah. I mean, that whole situation over there is fucked too, but not as important as what I'm saying. Anyways. Yeah. Yeah. Do you think? Yeah. Do you think they get upset about mafia movies, the triads and shit?
I don't know. I think they operate at a different level spectrum.
Well, no, I mean, because the mob made such a big deal about The Godfather and everything. Yeah. So like. Is it because Chinese movies will
Chinese Godfather? You think?
More or less, yeah. But like, there's so many movies with the triads and shit in it. Yeah. Where they say they're the triads, or is it just like?
I wonder if they actually get pissed on like movies like Rush Hour. That was all triad based. Yeah. I wonder if like the triads get pissed.
You know they're making another one.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if they're making a Bad Boys 4 too.
I don't need that.
Yeah, but either way. But do you think like the triads get pissed because?
Well, see, that's what I'm saying.
Mockery of them. Like,
that's what I'm saying because like the mob, like they went in and they also financed part of it. Yeah. And they were gonna kill Coppola and everybody. Yeah. But go see The Offer. It's a really good miniseries about how that movie got made. But
I was watching a documentary on Netflix one time where the mob started off with pizzerias, like. Did you ever see that one? No. So it started off in New York. Everybody wanted the best pizza. They wanted to make the best pizza. That was the goal.
But is this like a real story?
Yeah, like a real story, like how the mobs got developed and all that. So
they came over from Sicily.
Yeah, I know, but they started these little pizzerias in New York, and so the top mob bosses from Sicily and all that good area would come over to New York and stay at these little pizzerias because if you ever been in one of those pizzerias, they're like little family home filling places. Yeah. And there's always that back room that they show like in the movies, which is some sorts of true because that's where they conduct all the businesses in the back.
There's places like that in Chinatown in Chicago. Yeah. Like me and my family went into one and like that's what my everybody's like playing mahjong and probably not mahjong, but playing games and stuff, and then like you could clearly see the back room is like we don't belong here.
yeah, exactly. And so it talks about like how with these little pizzerias they started becoming rivals, and then one major pizzeria would fucking fuck up the other little ones. Yeah, and then the other little ones would
basically cater to the big one, and that's where taxes came into play with the mob, where they would pay all these little pizzerias would pay the big time, and then they would support the process to grow further and further with the mob and become more secretive. But it was crazy because like the FBI stumbled upon like these bombings between pizzerias, and they're trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. And
I mean, pizza's pretty good, man.
Yeah, but their pizza shit. Let's blow them up. But no, it came to the point where the FBI was investigating it, and it turns out that that's where they stumbled across all the mobs were running through these pizzerias. They were all money laundering front and all that stuff and all that crazy shit. But it's a pretty cool little fucking documentary. I'll get you the name of it. But it was really fucking interesting. I was like, wow.
Can you imagine if they were like doing that now? I mean, they might, like at a large corporate level. Like Papa John's is just a fucking mob puppet. And so like they probably cut off his pinky toe or something. It was like, you fucked it up for everybody. You couldn't just like speak like a normal person. It was like, no, I hate black people. And so they cut his toes off.
Yeah.
I eat 30 pizzas a day for a month.
Let's think of the non-suspicious name, most non-suspicious name we can give a pizzeria to run the mob through. Papa John's.
Yeah.
Papa John's.
Well, it really makes you think about nobody out pizzas the Hut.
Yeah.
It's like nobody out pizzas the Hut. Yeah. Okay, dude. I mean, I'm not gonna try, but
my dad loves that phrase. He's all, no one out pizzas the Hut. What the fuck? That's funny.
I mean, like Little Caesar seems like there's nobody ever gonna be in charge of that place. Yeah. They're just gonna keep killing their boss.
Right.
But it's very Italian.
Let's go into the pizza business.
Did you know Caesar was originally pronounced like Kaiser?
Yeah. I've seen that in like a lot of old fucking movies where they say Kaiser and stuff, and I'm like, what the fuck? Where did that come from? So I started researching Caesars.
Yeah, I saw something about it yesterday. Yeah. Apparently, that's also where the word Tsar comes from.
Yeah.
And I guess after the fall of the Roman Empire, a lot of people just called themselves Romans, or they were the new Roman Empire or whatever. And just weird shit like that. But oh man, Papa Murphy's. Can do it yourself.
That's Papa Murphy's.
How about you just take this home and cook it yourself? Okay? Yeah. We don't want any problems.
How do we make a neutral safe zone? Papa Murphy's. You just make it and you fucking go do your own business at home.
It's like, but you guys have ovens in the back. Those aren't for the pizzas.
Yeah. Mind your business. Okay.
Fucking. I don't know what the fuck Domino's means.
Domino's is like, I don't even know. We should make up a conspiracy about Domino's.
I think there's been enough pizza conspiracies in the last few years.
That's true.
It doesn't really end well.
Yeah.
I hate how they put gate at the end of everything. Oh, it's a big thing. It's Pizzagate. It's this gate. It's this gate.
Yeah.
Okay, Watergate wasn't anything to do with water. That was the name of the hotel.
Yeah.
You just putting gate at the end of things makes you all seem lazy.
Right? Why? I kind of figured Americans got lazy the day we invented automatic windows.
Oh, no. They were always lazy.
It's like we went from this to this.
You don't invent things that make your life easier because you're not lazy. It's like, I'm lazy. I just want to facilitate my lazy. Work smarter, not harder. But
my wife just sent me a text that says, I am going out today. I will get some Alcatraz. I don't know how to respond to that.
Take only part of the island. We've already taken it over once.
Take only part of the island.
That's probably a weird part of American history. When AIM took over Alcatraz for it was 2 years or something. And then they only left when a kid died. It was like, okay, enough.
I think she meant Alka-Seltzer.
I'm pretty sure she meant Alka-Seltzer. I knew what it was, but... Yeah. Oh, and asked for Sean Connery's autograph.
She won't know that joke.
Doesn't mean you can't make it.
Yeah.
Who's Sean Connery? That's a different situation. Alright, I think that's good enough for this week.
We'll be back on track as soon as shit.
Maybe we'll just start posting on Wednesdays now.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know. Are you sitting on something?
I'm not sitting on anything.
Okay, you guys have a good week.
That's a ghost.
One last thing before we go. Every week, we have a subreddit, Instagram, a Twitter, and an email address for any kind of voice recordings. If you guys have any questions, if you have any hate mail, if you want to say something nice, any of those things. Our subreddit is Nothing Pacific on reddit.com. Our Twitter is at a non-specific pod at Twitter, and Nothing Pacific on Instagram. Our email address is nothingpacificnonspecific@gmail.com. Write us something, tell us something, if you have a suggestion, anything. That's it.
Think outside the box.